What's up, guys? My name is Colin Moriarty. I'm here with the beautiful Tim Geddes, and we're here basically showing you Super Mario Brothers 2. But, Tim, this is the real, OG Super Mario 2, the game that we were lied to as kids, and we didn't even know it actually existed, really, until Super Mario All-Stars came out on SNES, and we realized.
Known as the Lost Levels.
Yep, and so this is Lost Levels. This is the fourth game that we were kind of mystified that even exists. And this was really basically the Mario 2 that was released in Japan. And the Japanese, I guess, gamer, especially Nintendo's Japanese company, didn't think that we could handle this game because it was much harder.
It's so challenging. And immediately, you might have just seen me doing that. Like, to get that mushroom, you had to use a pretty advanced tactic of bouncing it out. And then immediately here, you get the poison mushroom. Again, with the game design, Nintendo, it's like, you know these mushrooms. You're going to want to get it. You shouldn't do that.
No, you definitely should. You definitely should.
And they teach you early on. Oh, great. Here we're getting some problems.
Play on this TV, by the way, because the lag's better. So, by the way, people can't see. We're in one of our capture bays right now. We have this on like 4 different screens. The latency is really bad on all of the TVs but one, so do forgive us. So, like I was saying, you know, we familiarized ourselves in the 90s with this game on Super Nintendo because it was released as part of a package with Mario 2, and Mario 3. But Mario 2, as we knew it on NES, was really a fake Mario game. It was known as Doki Doki Panic in Japan, and they basically just reskinned it with some Mario characters. But otherwise, it's not an authentic Mario game. It's still
an excellent Mario game. But
it's still awesome, but... So what are your memories of this? I mean, do you have similar SNES kind of memories?
Oh, definitely. Like I played this on the SNES. Mario All-Stars, if that counts as a game, that one cart, hands down my favorite game of all time. It's just so much quality in one. And this game is so challenging, but I had to beat it. And I remember, like all the other ones, I breezed through. But this one, ooh, it took me years to finally get through. And like, there's all those parts later in like World 5 to 4 or whatever, or 5 to 3, where like you jump off this thing and like the wind blows and like messes you up. Like, what?
Yeah,
how are you gonna do that?
It's really a ridiculous game because when you compare World 1 in the original Mario to this one, they're just night and day. Like it's not even trying to be your friend in the beginning at all, and it just gets hairier and hairier. And I think it's a really special game. I really like this game a lot because it was basically how I've described it is it was DLC for the original Mario before we even knew what DLC was.
Exactly.
It was basically just using the same engine, same assets, and just giving you something a little special.
Even this jump is very challenging. Like there's like only 2 jumps like that in the entirety of Mario 1. That there's one in 8 to 1 and one in 8 to 3. But besides that, like they're all simple jumps that you can make without that precision jump. But here, second level, it's ridiculous.
It is.
And this whole part. What?
Yeah, so we're used to kind of the roving platforms in these underground dungeons, and here they just go down permanently, so you got to be quick. It really does make assumptions about your gameplay style and that your familiarity with the first one. I mean, this is if someone jumped into this game assuming that they knew Mario and they really didn't, they would know pretty quickly that they needed some tutorials.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that that Nintendo finally wisened up and gave us this game, and now it's available obviously separately on your Wii and your Wii U if you want to check it out there.
Oh God. What's crazy about this game too is the warp system, where you're familiar with it from the first game, but then you play in this one, and there's some warps that take you back to the first world, and like you're able to jump over the flagpole in some levels, and you're tempted to do that because as a child, that's all you wanted to do. But when you finally do it, you keep walking. There's a warp that brings you back to World 1, and you're just like, oh Miyamoto, you got me.
It's brilliant. It's an absolutely brilliant game, and those clouds with that shit-eating grin on their face. Look at that. Just knowing that you're struggling.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, in the lineage of the 8-bit Mario games, this might be the weakest or the least important, at least. But,
definitely.
But because it really is just a continuation of the first one, it's just 8 more worlds. And
it's not 8 more worlds. There's like a bunch of worlds in this one. It goes to World 9 in the main game, and then after that, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, and like those are so challenging.
So let's call it extensive DLC.
Yes.
In the pre-DLC era. And it's I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like Zelda Second Quest. Like that, Zelda Second Quest was awesome. It was also on the original cartridge, and people discovered it quickly, but it's just much harder, much more difficult to manage. And it's kind of a nice precursor to I guess, the difficulty getting spiked back down, actually, with Mario 3, which is, obviously, with the exception of Mario World, maybe the best Mario game of all. You're messing up, Tim.
I'm messing up bad.
It's hard.
This is a hard game, yes.
We're talking, we're hanging out. So we wanted to just give you a little bit of a taste of the real Super Mario Brothers 2, not the Doki Doki Panic Super Mario Brothers 2, but the real one. We know it as Lost Levels in the United States, and you can find it on Wii and Wii U. And of course, you can find a bunch of other Let's Plays for Nintendo and celebrating Nintendo's 125th anniversary on IGN. So stay tuned for all of that good stuff, whether it's Metroid, whether it's Kid Icarus, and etc. and so on.
And you can play as Luigi in one-player mode.